All right, everybody. It's that time of night again. All right. So I just want to welcome everybody. I just want to thank you for all your good thoughts and good comments there. So, welcome to your daily adjustment today. And this, guys, look, this is where we stop trying to fix the world's problems and we try to fix thinking problems right now. And guess what? When we fix the inside, the outside of our lives always takes care of himself. So tonight, we're going to talk about the one thing that I actually would say I don't like or I hate, right? Sugar is one of the most harmful and addictive substances that you can actually consume. Literally, it's a drug, right? Excessive sugar consumption, it's been associated with chronic metabolic processes such as like type 2 diabetes and obesity and heart disease. It is one of the most harmful and the most addictive substances that you can consume. And guess what? It's also associated with all kinds of like metabolic diseases. Like everybody knows this. So, and I problem is it's found on or in almost everything that you eat. In fact, the average American, think about this, they consume about 17 teaspoons of added sugar a day. That's actually 5 teaspoons higher than the average sugar recommended intake by the U.S. dietary guidelines. And they actually was up to actually reduce sugar to take it out of the dietary guidelines, right? And they just said, oh no, we got to keep it in. But there was an article in the Washington Post that states that the U.S. even ranks first in countries that consume the highest amount of sugar. I wonder what we talked about. Sugar suppresses the immune system, right? I wonder why we're all sick. So, according to a study that was published in the journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, they found that around 75% of packaged foods sold in supermarkets actually contain added sugar. And what this does is it includes processed foods like sweet snacks and cereals and energy drinks and fruit juices and things like baked goods. I mean, it's even present in, if you look on the back, it's even present in infant formula and baby formula. The problem is it exposes all these kids to numerous health issues at a very young age. The problem is this: avoiding sugar is not as simple as skipping sweet foods like savory foods, especially like it's in things like salad dressing and pizza. They can that contain sugar. Sugar hides like behind all kinds of different names and food labels. It is the most common, which are like things like sucrose or high fructose corn syrup, molasses, maple syrup, glucose, maltose, lactose, anything with ose in it, fruit juices like concentrate. Look, what makes sugar so addicting is that when you eat sugary foods, the reward centers in your brain, and it's known as the nucleus accumbens, it's stimulated, right? It's stimulated through increased signals of dopamine. Dopamine is like kind of your reward neurotransmitter. It's your kind of your pleasure thing, and this plays your role in the perception of pleasure. Because eating sugar makes you feel good, you perceive that you feel good, you're more likely to eat it often. In fact, as you consume excessive amounts of sugar on a regular basis, your body is actually going to start to desire it. Your body's dopamine signals actually start to become weaker, the ones that you normally produce for pleasure, and you start to develop a tolerance for it. So you actually have to eat more sugar to get the same level of a reward. And eventually, it results in sugar addiction. And guess what, guys? This is why manufacturers use sugar to drive your behavior. So just so you know, you're being controlled by these food manufacturers. There's been studies regarding the addictive potential for sugar. For instance, there was a study that was done in 2018, and it was published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. And what it said that sugar has been found to produce more symptoms than is required to be considered, ready, an addictive substance. Literally, they said that sugar was an addictive substance. It exhibits drug-like effects such as, making people binge and crave. You develop tolerance and withdrawal and cross-sensitization and cross-tolerances and cross-dependencies. Literally, sugar is a drug. Another study that was published in, I think it was in the journal Neuroscience, it stated that when we intermittent binge on sugar or sucrose, and it's the same as and when we abuse drugs, it can cause an increased extracellular dopamine in that nucleus that we talked about there. So this is why I put on our webpage, I'm going to put the link down below, 60 health reasons why you should not eat sugar. Look, guys, we have about 7 billion people in the world. And I read an article that said that about 2.2 billion people are addicted to alcohol or nicotine. I would suggest that a vast majority of the rest of the 4 billion people in the world are are addicted to sugar. Sugar is devastating for us there. Like, and if you were back in the past, like to get sugar, where do you get it? You'd have to go into like a beehive. Nobody's gonna like. You'd have to find a beehive. I wouldn't even know where to find a beehive. Or you'd have to get sugar cane. Have you ever tried to eat sugar cane? Look, sugar's supposed to be hard to get. You're not supposed to have it on your table where you put it on everything. So if you're gonna do one thing to have an impact on your health, make sure you just cut out sugar today. We're right in the middle of our challenge right now. And I do really good most of the time with my sugar. And what I realize is that I'm actually, as we're going on our 16/8 intermittent fasting, and we're really focusing on our advanced plans, I'm actually finding that I'm actually feeling the effects of lower sugar there. So look, we take about, I think it's about 50 pounds, 150 pounds of sugar that the average person eats on a daily basis. I mean, on an annual basis there. That's atrocious. Well, we can do better with this, guys. And I'm just going to ask you to start to click on the link, look at the link, see what you see there. If there's something that says, hey, look, this is me, maybe it's a good idea that we get off the sugar. All right, make it a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.